Well, we back to the challenge. And a warm welcome to one and all. For those of you not seen me before, my name is Langers. I am the overgrown child that is the Scruffy trader. And what I'm doing is a kind of disciplined challenge, if you like. It's kind of one trade a day for 10 pips. And the idea is to build up a small account. That's the general gist of it. Get yourself up to maybe it's £1,000 from 300, which is what I'm trying to achieve. Now, over the last couple of days, it's been a real ball ache. I got trapped in a FTSE trade. And the reason I'm trapped, I can't put Scruffy Madness in because I've got not enough sort of position size. I just had to sit it out, and it's closed out this morning. I was kind of doing an odd update yesterday, but it's taken till this morning to come in. Here's the update of it actually finishing this morning. Happy days. Sorry, I'm watching a screen on here because, believe it or not, I'm still trapped in that FTSE trade and I'm about to get out of it. It's pushed up and I just want out because the sentiment has changed and it is nearly there. The Fed speeches and things like that. Result, I'm out. Good. Pick that up later.
If you can take a little bloody nose, maybe you ought to go back home and crawl under your bed.
A little snippet there from the morning watch I do every morning. So I'm coming back to the chart. I'm going to stick with the FTSE, and as things normally happen, I pulled it this morning because I just wanted out because the sentiment has changed, and if I'd left it, it's run into target. Sod's law. It's just one of those things. But let's pull the charts up and we'll have a little look. I'll just shut that door over because Winky's got the washing machine running. So let's have a look. So here we go. So as you can see, £2.55 for 2 days work. Absolute nightmare. Now, this morning, done the morning watch as I always do, and I have this on a sell. Now it's a slow sell, so I've got to be a bit careful with it. And what a slow sell means is that you've got to ask yourself reasons why it's slowing down. And that's what this sheet does. It makes you ask questions. But my bias is sell. It's slowing, so I've got to be careful. All right. And that's what all of this is. Now, if I just put in my results, we were here. And as you've just seen, it was £2.55 there. Just drop that down a touch. There we go. I can't increase the bid size on this because I failed to complete the trade. I'll fill this in a second. So across the weekend. So that is no. I'll fill the rest in just a second. So we stay at 98p. You hold yourself back, is what we're saying. So what we're looking at, where we are. Well, it's at the top end, and I'm going to look to get to this line. So if I put my measuring tool on, just so we can get a gauge of where we want to be. There, whoop. There we go. I need to get into this trade on the other side of that because that can hold this back. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to hang fire ever so. It's not a million miles away from sort of being ready to drop down, to be honest. So I think what we'll do in the meantime is we'll put an order waiting here just to run in. Okay, and that way, just drop that in there. Okay, so that's 10 pips worked out. Happy days. The higher I get this up, the better. All right, so we'll just leave it there just for a second. So what's the premise behind this? Why are we looking at it this way? Well, what goes up must come down. I've kind of worked out the fact that this is probably going to be a sell. That is a strong move. So if I take it out to the hourly, we can see that's dropped down, chop. And this is where I got caught. You can see it's on my zones, and it went on the zones each time, you know. And there was a few times I sat and thought, I should really pull this out. But it never broke the zone, and it never really closed inside it either, which gave me the feeling that this might come back to the upside. And up enough that it could just get me out the trade, which is what I wanted it to do, or at least a small loss, you know, because obviously the higher it goes up. And all I was doing with this point was, as it was edging up, I just kept the stop underneath the candle. Simple. It's a simple way of managing out of a trade. If you know you're going to lose, just put it at the base of the candle. The next candle finishes. If it's higher up, move it, and if it's lower, it just comes and takes you out. And it's a nice, and as we can see, up it went and got me out. Happy days. All right, but that is excessive, you know. And what I'm looking for is the retracement of 10 pips, boom, out of that move. All right, so that's kind of the game plan. Just drop this down onto a 5 minutes so we can see it. You can see signs of it slowing, so just still want it to come to me, so there we are. The further this moves up, the easier it becomes to hit the target. And that's it, really. So what I'll do is I'll just let this play out, and then we'll update it at the end, and hopefully we'll have a decent result. A lot better than yesterday, because yesterday was like the Stone Age. Again, here's a little snippet from the morning watch this morning. Morning, guys. Hope you're well. Here we are again, 29th of September. And it's glad to be back in the land of the living. Or at least I hope so. Because outside is blue skies. It looks like a lovely summer's day. Whereas yesterday it was horrific. And not only that, when I went down to the office, they was doing a changeover of the broadband. And I didn't have any connections all day. It was a nightmare. It was like the Stone Ages. So hopefully, when I get back today, they finish fixing and putting the lines in, and we'll be running. But what's running today? Trying to work with your phone is a nightmare. And I didn't have an internet connection yesterday in the office. We're changing over the broadband. And just awful. So anyway, sorry, rambling. I'll let this play out. Okay guys, I'm going to head off down into the office. It's currently 9:10 in the morning. With luck, this might be done by the time I get there. If not, let's hope it's not like the last few days. See you soon.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, I'm at the office and there is nothing on the screen. So is that a good thing? Well, let's find out. Yep, there it is. A little bit of positive slippage. 10 quid. Happy days. Happy days. And that's what all this was about. You know, the higher it goes up, the easier it becomes. Now, there is an argument that you could re-enter the market again. But that will kind of defeat what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to leave it alone. And I'm just going to drop in the £10. And there we go. So it's now edged up slightly. Result. Now, this has been a strange couple of days. And it's one of the things about having a smaller account. You can get trapped in a trade. And if you get caught, you've got no other choice but to sit it out. You know, and I've been trapped in this a little bit longer than I would like. But it still held its premise. And because of that, I had to just sit and wait it out. But now it's moved forward and we're ready to fight another day tomorrow. So, happy days. So give me a second. So what have we kind of learned over the last couple of days? Well, we've learned that the markets can be very cruel. And in cases like that, grab your coffee because you're in for a wait. And when markets are cruel like that, they don't necessarily sort of take you out the equation, because it didn't. And I sat on a bit of heat, maybe it's a little bit more than what the account should take. But it's kind of the way that I trade. I trade zone to zone and I work on 2 zones, if you like. And as long as the price is in or around those areas, I'll just watch it and let it work its way out. The only downside with that is when you get caught, you get caught.
Are you serious?
If you've been doing your analysis correct, you should have enough in the bank to cushion the blow. It's just an inevitable fact about trading. You're going to lose. The trick is to have enough to cover the loss. That's my theory anyway. So anyway, it's been a bit jumbled, this one, just simply because I haven't been able to keep the flow going. A little bit here, a little bit there. And that's just another part of making sort of videos. See, ultimately, I do this for pleasure. It's not my job. So it kind of takes a second seat when it comes to what I do to earn a living. And, well, I just do the best I can. I never script it. I just switch the camera on and away we go. So anyway, as always, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.